Fire for them, fire for them. If you're looking for that 35 bag umbrella and all damn thing there, keep it locked with DISUNOMICS podcast.
Yo, what's going on, people? Monday morning news, the latest edition, and let's get straight into the biggest news that we have received for a long time. On February 22nd, 2021, Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced the roadmap to freedom. We are leaving the global pandemic, which has put us in some form of Guantanamo Bay. So, as long as these 4 tests are passed, we should see freedom by June 21st at earliest. What are the 4 tests? Number 1, the vaccine roll has to be successful, which it has been so far. The next stage is getting people around the ages of 40 and that involved, and there's fear with ethnic minorities, with people from lower income backgrounds and younger people. They may not take up the vaccine at the same clip as the elderly generations. Hopefully they do. That's one of the key things. Another one, the numbers need to be going down. So that is the amount of people entering hospitals, the amount of people that are unfortunately passing, and the amount of people that are being infected with the virus. The numbers are going down, like I checked today, and we had 7,000 cases. There are certain days we had over 20,000 cases, 30,000 cases per day. The numbers are going in the right direction. Number 3, the NHS has to be protected. That means NHS cannot be overwhelmed. We can't be reaching capacity, ICU beds in the mud. We can't be having that. And then number 4, no new variants. So we can't be importing a next man's variant, I don't know, the Congolese variant, or the Lagos variant, or the South African variant, or the Brazilian. No, we can't be having new variants, because that will damage the integrity of the vaccines and also could cause a higher level of spread or death, God forbid. So those are the 4 stages. Now you're probably asking, when can we do this? When can we do that? So there's loads of different dates, but I know what you lot want to hear, so I'm going to tell you the most important dates. March 29th, for the man them and the ladies that like to get involved in sport, whether it be netball, football, basketball, rugby, tennis, outdoor courts and outdoor sports will be allowed from 29th of March. Gym goers, April 12th is the day. Indoor gyms will now be opened. April 12th is also a day, ladies, for the eyebrow lady. I was told it's not the eyebrow lady, it's the threading lady, whatever that flipping means. Eyebrow lady to me. Nail salon, hair salon, barbers, which I need desperately, as you can see. April 12th is that day. That is if things go to plan. So that's the second stage. The third stage, May 4th. That's again if everything goes to plan. May 4th for earliest. Restaurants are opened, theatres are open. But ladies really care about the restaurants, you know what I mean? Really care about the bars. The Clink, the Sexy Fishes, the Hakkasan's, the Nobu's, the Novikov, the Christopher's, Tiffany's, all them places there from May the 4th. Oh no, I think May 17th, sorry. And then the final stage, no earlier than June 21st, all legal limits on social contact will be removed. Nightclubs will be opened, which we need, and there could be potential for people in football stadiums, concerts, all that type of stuff. So we could be free sooner rather than later. Word to Drake, so let us pray. So that is the roadmap to freedom. We need that. Now, next on the agenda, Rishi Sunak and the budget. Who's Rishi Sunak? Rishi Sunak, a dashing young man, the Chancellor Exchequer, aka Mr. Moneybags, the person who's patenting the money in the government. So there's a thing called a budget, which essentially is how we're gonna balance the books, how we're gonna spend our money in the next government cycle, the next financial year. This will be announced on Wednesday to House of Commons around midday, and there's some little hints and tips, or tip-off should I say, that Rishi was giving off in his interview with the Financial Times over the weekend. Now, talk to the FD, he said that there's going to be, of course, there's going to be immediately more money to help the jobs market as we are in a post-COVID recovery economy. However, he kind of put a dampen on any sort of spending similar to what we saw in the first lockdown, because our finances are exposed, and that's the word to use, exposed. We have way more debts than we ever have before, and because we've had more debts, any change in interest rates we're going to be more volatile and more vulnerable. Like some of the rates increased about half a percentage point in the recent weeks, so that hasn't been factored into the numbers for the budget because it was just too soon. So if interest rates across the board, all interest rates rise by a single percentage point, in terms of how much it's going to cost the government to service their debt on a yearly basis, that will be an additional £25 billion by just a 1 percentage point. So that is something to look out for. Of course, he wants to support people, but he wants his own party to support his tough stance on public finances. You people may know that the Conservatives aren't really for big governments. They aren't really historically and ideologically wanting to be taxing people much. They want to reduce the taxes. They want lower corporation tax, lower income tax, all those type of things there. But so some people may fight this. Chancellor hasn't revealed what's going to be risen, but the streets are saying corporation tax. And corporation tax is what businesses pay. And so how corporation tax works essentially is a tax on profit. So whatever your profits are, so the amount of money you make, which is your revenue, you minus that from your expenses, that leaves your profit. Whatever that profit is, there's a percentage tax to be paid. So there's talk that might be risen. Mark Spencer, and the reason why this person's name is important because he's the chief whip, and the chief whip essentially is somebody that gets people to be in line and do what they're meant to do when it comes to voting. So Mark Spencer has alluded to the fact that people could be thrown out of the party if they vote against the budget, because they are worried that there are going to be some people that want to rebel against the budget. So that's something to look out for. So those people who believe there's a magic money tree, because Rishi was just like, yeah, take that. Oh, what's a full measure mean? With the money. Nah, there's no such thing as magic money tree, which DISUNOMICS listeners should know by now. And people who are advocating for Corbynomics saying, yo, look, see this is what Corbyn was doing. There is a price to be paid, and we are going to find out the first installments of this bill come Wednesday. Do you pay this bill? Word to my boy Dems. Check him out. And finally, very contentious, Shamima Begum. Shamima Begum left the UK as a teenager, 15 years old, with two other ladies from East London, to go join the Islamic State group, ISIS. She, of course, clearly been groomed. She travelled to Turkey, and then from Turkey she went to Syria, where she met a Dutch recruit as well, which she had children for. Two of these children have subsequently died. She lived under ISIS rule for more than 3 years, and when she was fine, she was 9 months pregnant, and she left in a Syrian refugee camp in February 2019. The baby later died of pneumonia, and now she's lost 3 children. She's not allowed to fight her inability to return to the country. She wants to fight that decision, which was made by Sajid Javid, the former Foreign Secretary, Home Secretary. The ruling was unanimous, and when I say this ruling, the Supreme Court ruled that decision has been upheld. She cannot come back. She's currently no longer a British citizen. She's currently in a camp controlled by armed guards in northern Syria, and she's currently saying she wants forgiveness. So this is very contentious because some people are saying she should come back, some people are saying she's a national security risk. It's a bit techie. She's clearly been groomed, and I don't know. I'm very split on this because I probably care about national security more than most people, definitely for my demographic, maybe because I watch a lot of news, maybe because I watch too much Homeland and them shows there. But at the same time, this is a girl that's been groomed, and I think we have to protect our citizens that have been groomed. But obviously, she doesn't the citizenship. So, people, let me know what you think below. Should Shamima Begum be allowed to come back to his country? Should she be kept at arm's length? Are you worried about the potential tax rises, or do you think there are going to be tax rises? What do you think should happen in our budget? And of course, how are you feeling about June 21st? What are you going to do when we are subsequently freed, if we are freed from lockdown? And do you think this is a step too far? Don't forget to join the Patreon, patreon.com/DISUNOMICS. Follow me on Instagram, _nomics. No, that's on Twitter, sorry. Follow me on Instagram. All the links are going to be below this. I'm not going to do YouTube behind the class Nikki. All the links are going to be in the description. And yeah, until next week, people, peace and blessings.